Hey, welcome back to Girl Chat Sports on another fabulous Wednesday.
A great weathered
uh,
Wednesday at that.
Great weather, man. This weather is back. It's hanging out. I'm definitely happy to having it cool down. Although it's
Right.
not cool enough where you just can't have your AC off yet. It's
Yeah,
still
that
not.
part.
It's still be warm. Like it's still like 82 degrees at 7 o'clock. But
Still not
it is
bad
what it
though. I
is.
can take it.
Not bad. It was
We
nice today. I took
minimize.
the dogs to the park, and it was definitely,
Yeah.
it was good. It was really good. So
Good.
yeah. But there's a lot to celebrate. There's been a crazy weekend. We're not really gonna get into college football. I'll just so FYI to anybody out there. I mean, there was crazy upsets there. There was a coach that was fired. There was just a lot happening Saturday. I think I got distracted mainly because of NFL's first week, our
Right.
Aces back to back, games this weekend and
Right.
yesterday. So, it's been
Yeah.
one
It's
of those
crazy in college right now. I mean, it's crazy. It
It's
is.
unbelievable. It really is. But welcome to the show. If you're watching, please give it a share. I did want to. I'm going to bring it up at the end because I know usually you get more people that join in later on. But I wanted to shout out this to my girlfriend Sarah. They have a community event happening this weekend, this Saturday. It is free. It's at the Government Center from 2 to 8 p.m. So it's like a multicultural festival, a lot of food, music, vendors, etc.,
Well,
etc.
that's
So
what's
if you're in
up.
the neighborhood, head on down to Government Center, which is right there, kind of right across the street from the outlets at Las Vegas. On like was that Grand Central or something? I think. Yeah.
It's the North Premium Outlets, guys. If you guys don't know where this is, it's like the shopping mecca. It's literally across from the street from that. It's a pyramid. You can't miss it. It's where the Jazz
Can't
Fest is
miss it.
held. It's
It's
where
right
everything is held. I'm
there.
just gonna put it out there. We know where the government. You guys locally should know
Yes.
where the government center is. Please come out and help support this.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a great event, and I hope the turnout is good because the weather is perfect. Why not?
Weather's
Like you,
perfect for this
yeah,
kind
you
of
guys
stuff
can
right
come out
now.
now. You don't have to bake or
Yeah.
melt.
No, not at
So
all.
yeah, big ups to Sarah on
Uh,
that.
Big ups to Sarah on that. So I wanted to just, of course, we know I'm wearing, you can't really tell because the lighting in here, but I got my ActionGreen hat on. I'm celebrating my Seahawks win and the official first place of the NFC West, which who knows we'll be able to claim that for.
And I'm
Uh,
celebrating. I'm wearing my Dodgers tee because I'm celebrating that
yes.
the Dodgers are the NL West champions. We're on our way. Let's go, boys in blue.
Get
That
it,
capped
get it.
off. But we
Listen.
do have to tap
Uh-huh.
into this Seahawks situation.
We
Like,
do.
do you want to
So
talk about it now? You want to get into it now or
yeah,
what?
let's get into it.
Okay,
It's
get
the
into it.
hottest topic out there. Everything I
I mean,
saw
get into it
from
because I
Tuesday
know you.
morning until today, even right now, when I was watching Jalen Jacoby, it's the hot topic. It's what was the Broncos head coach thinking? So of course we know it
You
was the
can't hack
big
it.
game. Russell's coming back to Seattle. And first, let's talk about the boos. Because there's a lot of people that were like, I just don't get how could they want to boo Russ, and that's just not really very fair, and that's bad sportsmanship. Okay, maybe when he first came out the tunnel, when the game was about to start, I think maybe then that would be the only time that I would say, maybe the fans could just give him some applause. Hey, thanks for the 10 years, thanks for the championship, whatever, whatever. But after
Fans of
that,
jokes.
it's game off. Like Seattle's known for their noise. No matter who they play against, when our defense is out, there's a lot of noise, whether it be
Right.
boos, yells. I mean, there's boos anyways when it's other teams, not just because
Right.
of Russ. So
But that
that stadium is loud all the time when the defense is out, no matter what.
But I can't believe they booed my man like that after 10 years of service. Like, you didn't necessarily have to do that, Seahawks Nation.
But
I'm
see,
kind of
this is
now
all.
looking into what type of fans you got out there in Washington.
There are
They're
some
not
crazy
real.
ones.
They're not real.
I
Like,
listen, there are
come on.
crazy ones. I know there are. Every team has their crazy ones that you just have to kind of just put off on the side. But I will say is that, the media did a great job of hyping it up, wanting the
Oh,
fans to
yeah.
probably hate him because they were talking about how he, didn't want to leave, but that he wanted to leave. And then, they were going to trade with the Browns back in 2008. Like none of this was really talked about until the day before or the weekend before the big game.
Okay.
So come on. Like I think we're starting to understand what's happening here, but okay. So they pumped it up. They booed Russell. Let's get over it. I mean, it is what it is.
Shameful.
It's not a bad, like, okay, we all know how much I haven't cared for Gino the entire last season and him being the new quarterback. Gino put on a show. and Gino played QB1, and did it to where I was even surprised. I'm not sold on Gino. You're not going to see me wear a Gino jersey anytime soon. I need to give it a good 4 or 5 weeks to see kind of how it plays out. I think week 1 was a big turning point for him to show us what we had going on.
Let's be clear. Gino played well against a badly coached Broncos team. That's what it was. He did look great out there, but to be honest, Melissa, defense won your guys' game.
Oh, defense for sure won.
Defense won your guys' game.
But he was 17 for 18 in the first half. He only missed one. He only threw one.
Interception.
Not an interception. He didn't throw any interceptions. That's right. He had incompletion. He only had one. He only had one incompletion in the first half. That's numbers that not many quarterbacks even have right now. He did a great job. He moved out the pocket. He had great tosses. He kept his eyes down the field. I enjoyed him. He found the tight ends for great touchdowns, which I loved. Probably why we have 4 to 5 tight ends on our team every time, it seems like. But what it came down to was there's a minute and some change on the clock. Denver has the ball. I think it was like 4th and 5, maybe like the 20-yard line. I can't remember what yard.
Yeah, 4th and 5 on 20.
And it over a minute. 3 timeouts. The Broncos had 3 timeouts. Okay,
they had all their timeouts.
And instead of calling a timeout right then to figure out what you're going to do, because maybe you hadn't decided yet, they let 40 seconds run off the clock.
Yeah.
And at which time they then called a timeout and brought their kicker out to make a 65-yard field goal. 64-yard field
64,
goal.
I was about to say 64.
Mind you, this kicker has made, I think,
52 at best. 52.
He never made us over a 60-yard field goal. Only 2 people in the entire NFL's history have made a 64-yard field goal.
Yeah.
But this is what the coach wanted to do.
Yeah. I mean, granted, if he was in Denver, I possibly could see that move happen. But you invested $200+ million in this guy for Russell to do what Russell does. And when it's 4th and 5 on the 20, and you have Russell Wilson as your quarterback, trust and believe Russ is probably going to do what Russ can do best to make that happen.
And it's on a field that he's done this at so many times.
Exactly. Like, come on. Nathaniel Hackett. Listen, I'm a Raiders fan. I'm happy this happened. Trust me, because Raiders weren't the only ones that were going to sit on the L log in the AFC West. Yeah, basically. I saw this, and it was hilarious.
So Nathaniel Hackett's clock management summed up.
He cannot hack it.
It's too much.
He's a hack.
What's even funnier is that I saw one of the commentators in ESPN was like, I really think, it wasn't just this 4th and 5. It was, improper clock management by the offense the entire game.
Especially when you had all those timeouts.
But they were talking about having they had like 3 offsides. They had ran the clock probably like 2 or 3 times. And I'm like, but that's also the noise. What you don't realize is you're dealing in Seattle. The noise is what affects everything. That's the reason why they have such much noise, because the offense can't communicate. They usually have to take a timeout or the clock expires.
But Nathaniel Hackett learned today, didn't he? Or Monday?
I think he definitely learned that.
But you did. But my biggest issue is you have Russell Wilson. You basically
who you spent $256 million or something like that for.
Not even that. You didn't even trust him enough to do the job.
But let's talk about what Russell said after the post game. He was like, "Hey, I trusted my coach. This is the guy he's known for maybe 4 months." I know, but it was so terrible. It was just like, and then of course the Coach Hackett's like, "Hey, it was our plan. Our plan was to get to this marker. We got to the marker. That was the plan. But you got
execute it then. Jesus." You got to send out your range kicker that hasn't kicked more than. Granted, if they were Denver, high altitude, the air center, I could see that probably flocking. But you're not where you are, and it's not even called for. Sir, get it together. But hey, listen, I'm happy. I didn't want those donkeys to win anyway. I picked the donkeys in my pickups, but I'm glad they did win. They can sit on the L log with the Raiders. I honestly did not want them to win
really
anyway.
feel like they're going to be towards the bottom of the totem pole there.
I said that early on. I didn't expect them to be high up anyway. But this now, I'm not saying it's a validation because they've got a home game against the Houston Texans next week or week 2. And that's fine. I think they can win that one. But I just don't. This guy is not going to make it. What I know what Shannon Sharp said. I know what he said. But what did Peyton Manning say? And what
Peyton Manning was trying to call that timeout from
Listen,
the Eli and Peyton show.
Troy Aikman even had words. Everybody had words about this. What did John Elway say? I want to know.
Yeah,
like,
that's who I want to know too. He's
what
probably
did he
having a
have to
long
say about the
discussion
whole
with Coach Hackett
situation?
at the moment. But
like, it's crazy. But it was a great game. It was a great game.
It was perfect for Monday Night Football.
Right.
And hey, guess what? Seattle is 8-1 in the ActionGreen. So just so everybody knows,
Yeah.
like, and also Gino, which I couldn't believe this one. I think he has covered the spread in his 9 last consecutive starts.
Okay.
So the 9 times that he started, he has covered the spread for the team he's playing on. So just FYI, we got the Niners on Sunday, and the spread I think is like 9.5 or 9 for the Niners. So thinking I have to go with that that spread.
Yeah, that
Test this one out. Test this one out, you know?
Wow.
Oh,
but that was a great
yeah.
Monday. I mean, I enjoyed watching that game thoroughly because we just didn't know which way it was going to
go. We got some of the signage. The one I think was hilarious. Gino would have handed it off to Marshawn. I can't.
What Pete Carroll called
Diva
that,
went Hollywood on us. People were putting tape over their jerseys. So this guy had fraud. Someone had made the 3 into a 33 for Jamal Adams, which we can get to later too.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something. He got on my nerves that game.
Who?
Jamal Adams. He got on my nerves.
Well, he got on my nerves. Excuse me, because he's injured.
Well, he got on my nerves on the field during the game.
Well, what did he do?
Well, that's karma. Just talking mess, being Jamal Adams extra over
that's
the
what
top
he
for no reason. But I mean,
know?
come on, Jamal, sit down. Have several seats. Now you really have to sit down because you're wounded after all that job jabbing.
Oh my
week
God.
Come on.
And it's for a pretty serious
guy.
knee injury, so we don't even know when he'll be able to come back, if he can come back. And this is a guy that has only played 9 games for us the last 2 seasons. Or missed,
that's not good.
It's never good. Especially
but
for
how
much we gave up for him, and how much
But I love that you guys are on top of the NFC. Did you hear from anybody? That's my next question.
Here's the deal. People wanted to start sending me that whole, there's a picture going around of Gino like grabbing onto one of the guys' butts. I forgot who it was. When they were given a high five. I don't know. There was a butt grab. It got on camera. So everybody's sending me, what's up with this? Tell our Seahawk fan needs to tell us what's up with this. I'm like, listen. My team's number 1 in the NFC West right now. I don't have time for any of these shenanigans.
Right.
You're not about to drag me into this stuff. I don't know what the picture was. I don't know why he's clenching some man's butt, but
I saw that too.
We got to win. That's
just the haters hating.
Listen, if we went 1-16 or 1-17, I think most of Seattle would be okay to know that at least we beat the one game that we needed to win this game.
Yeah,
that's
for real. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said that to you in a text for real. And coming from the AFC West as a Raiders fan, I thank you for that.
And you're really welcome.
I thank you for handing them that L. Speaking of Raiders, let's talk about that game on Sunday.
Let's talk about them.
Oh my God.
First of all, Mark Davis did choose to go to the Raiders game versus the Aces, which maybe he shouldn't have because he would have got a better game.
Well, he would have saw a win.
He would have saw a win.
He would have saw a win, but I figured he had to do it being the first game of the season.
Sure.
I know he trusts the girls. I knew that was going to be the priority was to go. It's the most watched thing on a Sunday with ratings. You have to be there. They have to show the owners. They like to pan to the owners, so he had to be there. So the game, let's talk about it. Here's the deal. And I didn't want to hear from my father and everybody else that says Carr needs to go. I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that I'm tired of it too. There was no excuse. And again, this could have been a game where play calling from Josh McDaniels was kind of wrong, as well as the execution of Derek Carr. We know Derek Carr stays in his pockets way too long. He doesn't release the ball fast enough. You're relying on Davante Adams, which he did he threw a 54-yarder to Davante for our touchdown, our first initial touchdown.
That was,
and that route, if you guys can watch the route alone of Davante Adams shaking those guys, I mean, it was incredible. So we are very clear on what Davante Adams can do. However, the fact that you're going to have a 2-man coverage on Davante, you also still have Hunter Renfrow out there. You still have Darren Waller. You still have Josh Jacobs. You need to utilize them. Like, I don't understand
Because
what
Waller
Carlos
wasn't even a factor until the second half. And this is a man who just got paid
right.
$51 million.
$51 million contract. Yeah. So I don't understand why this playmaking was happening. And I definitely don't understand the 2-point attempt where we could have had an edge on the game was done by a pass instead of a short run. Like, I'm very confused about what the Raiders are doing. Any Raider fans in the chat, chime in, join the chat.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Is that we could have won that game.
Or is it like the first week jitters? Because we saw a lot of random wins and ties and all this other stuff in the first week.
Melissa, this is why I say in preseason games, I feel like sometimes the starters need to play at least the second half of preseason, or less the last 2 games,
at least
or something.
A quarter,
at least the first week, the week before, or something. The last week of preseason, they need to get in the game. And for Derek Carr to sit up at post game interview and say he played aggressive, excuse me. You played aggressive where? You played aggressive how?
You wasn't feeling that one?
Like, I don't understand how. Sir, you threw 3 interceptions in this game. 3 interceptions. 3. In a LA Chargers arena of SoFi Stadium, where I have to acknowledge, I noticed more Charger fans are coming out of the woodwork a little bit. Some people have flip-flop. I saw that it was a little good mix of that. But I don't understand this guy staying in the pocket too long. You had time, even when your pocket lane was open, to run the ball. You didn't even do that. So I really don't know what is going on. I think it has to be.
And there wasn't a lot happening with the run game either. Like, I feel like the Josh Jacobs had a couple good touches.
He had a good touch, a couple of good touches, but I feel like he could have ran in for the 2-point attempt and got it.
Yeah.
I mean, defense. Chandler Jones, Max Crosby. I loved what I saw. You guys were doing your thing out there. Also, the other guy, what's his name? Nate Hobbs. Nate Hobbs is a stud. Watch out for him. You know, if you're picking Raiders defense on your fantasy, I don't think that's a wrong pick because our defense is looking pretty solid. But we did let a lot of things slip with Justin Herbert and those guys. And Keenan Allen is now hurt from this game. We did put a little hurt on Keenan Allen, his knee.
Yeah, he won't be playing on Thursday.
He won't be playing this week for week 2 against the Chiefs. So it's going to be interesting. But we do have the Cardinals. We have our first season home opener in Allegiant. I think
Kyler's going to show up. You know,
we don't know what kind of Kyler we're going to get. D Hop is on his 6-game suspension, so we ain't going to see him. We don't have to worry about that. But they're poorly coached and managed too. But I feel like
their game, they got trampled by the Chiefs this weekend at home. Like,
that was like a college game. They were all looking like amateurs out there. But our Raiders kind of look low key on offense. Like Derek Carr definitely looked like an amateur. I mean, you didn't shake off whatever that was in your head and get it together. You knew this was going to be a payback game for us. You knew the Chargers were upset that we took the division in the wild card. Man, listen.
They was a little mad.
It was a little upsetting. We were watching it together after the Aces game.
Yeah.
And when the Chargers took a knee, what did I tell you? Let's go. I don't need to watch anymore. This is over.
But then it was, there's a minute 30 left. Like, oh,
no, let's go. Let's go. It's over. Let's go. I know where this is going to pan out to.
I mean, it wasn't a terrible game. You didn't pull a Dallas or anything. At least you scored some touchdowns.
I want to talk about that too.
Yeah, we're gonna. Before we get there, we kind of skipped over something big from the Seahawks game. Which
okay, yeah, touch on it.
I think we need to address. Was Russell's suit?
Wait a minute, that's what he wore?
Yes. Did you see? But look at B over here in the same exact coloring and shimmy.
B. Arthur.
But what's funny is this picture on the left is a meme that, listen, when they lost, every ex-Seahawk went in on Russell. This tweet here was from Richard Sherman.
Yeah, that was his troll. I did notice that. You know what?
They went into him like he had destroyed their locker room for X amount of years or something. Like,
I mean, he really tried to make it work. He really did. And
but listen, after you lose, but then he put that thing back on after a loss. Like, I would just bring sweats in my suitcase at that point. Like, if we lose, I'm putting sweats on and we're out of here. Like, now you got to fly back in this too.
Was he going to the Emmys?
I don't know.
Oh no,
or
the Emmys
cheer
was Sunday
practice.
night. Never
Maybe he
mind.
was supporting it. Maybe
The Emmys was
one of
Sunday
the
night.
kids was in the cheer.
I don't understand the tinfoil.
Maybe
I mean,
he
I
was
like the
headed to
color on it
Fashion
though.
Week, but I wouldn't even. I don't know. Yeah,
Thank
so
you
I had
for
sorry, I
being a
had to friend.
friend.
Hey.
Travel down the road and back
And back
again.
again. Your heart is true.
Shout out to
You're
Andre Wade, who
upset.
said the show could begin. Sir, the show has already arrived.
Sure, the hat has been on. You're late to the party like I was
Oh,
to your
can I
book
tell you,
signing.
this fool is no longer a San Francisco 49er fan. He's now a Raider fan. He's going to roll with my black and silver. We
Why?
had a conversation.
Who's his player? And there's only one player. There's usually just because of one player. So who's the
Well,
player?
this is not a one player thing. I think he's locked in on being a Raider fan with me. He says this is the local team and he's going to support
Really?
it. So I
I mean, he's
appreciate
jumped
it.
ship a couple times. Maybe because Dak's injured that he can't cheer for the Cowboys either. Because he was doing that too. We do know
them
that.
boys. Them
Shout out to Miss
boys.
Ballandy. Yes,
Shout
I
out, Miss
actually have Kyle Kuzma's
Yes, I did, and I'm going to
Ursula
explain
outfit
that.
coming up.
I am going to explain that. I'm going to explain it, Miss Bollandy, and then maybe
Yeah.
it won't be so bad. I mean,
It
it's
was still
interesting,
bad.
but I'm going to explain all of that.
All right, so let's just get through football and then we'll go to the Aces because we definitely want to have some.
So let's keep going. Can we talk about the Cincinnati game?
But I want to, yeah.
Or what do you
want
want
to
to talk
just
about?
play.
What do you?
No,
what
I
do you
just I want to play a quick video. Listen, there's a
Okay.
guy I follow. If you're on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, I've posted one to the group before. His name's Brandon Carney. It's at Benchwarmer Bran.
Okay.
He has the most hilarious videos every day, every week, like literally. Anyway, so here's his recap of the NFL Week 1.
Hey man, I didn't get to watch any of the games this week. Can you catch me up on what happened? Oh, yeah, no problem. Cool. I'm guessing nothing crazy happened. I mean, it's only week 1. Yeah, totally. So, first thing, the defending Super Bowl champions got blown out at home to open the season. Naturally. The other team that was in the Super Bowl also lost, and Joe Burrow looked like a drunk Ryan Leaf. Of course. The Colts and Texans tied because the Colts kicker stinks and the Texans are cowards.
Oh, a tie in week 1. That's fun.
The Bears won a game where the field was absolutely drenched, and I think it might have been from Trey Lance peeing himself because he did not look comfortable.
That's pretty gross. Someone should clean that up.
Every team in the NFC East won except the Cowboys.
What is happening?
And the Broncos lost to the Seahawks because they decided to attempt a 64-yard field goal instead of going for it on 4th and 5 with over a minute left and a brand new $250 million quarterback.
Okay. Did anything normal happen?
Well, the Chiefs won by a lot.
Okay.
The Jets lost.
That tracks.
And the Falcons once again choked harder than a hamster trying to swallow a bongo drum.
Oh, okay. Now I feel better.
His videos are hilarious. And
That's
it
a good
really
follow.
wraps up all of week 1
Pretty
to a
much.
T. I mean,
Pretty much.
we already talked about the Seahawks, the Jamal Adams injury, of course. I did want to do a special shout out for, of course, our defense is what kept us in that game.
Yeah.
And our linebacker, Uchenna Nwasu, they actually got him from Denver in that trade. He was the NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
Oh, wow.
7 tackles a sack, and he was huge in that 1-yard goal line fumble too.
Wow.
So big shout out to him. Again, I haven't officially given my word on Geno, but the crowd was chanting for Geno the entire game towards the end there. So hey, we have a hopeful outlook into
And you guys still
2.
have Drew Lock too, right?
We still have Drew Lock,
Okay.
and we have a third string too that went to UW as well. So who knows? But I'm excited though this weekend because our rookie running back, Kenneth Walker, he had been injured over the summer. He will be able to start or not start. He'll be able to get to play on Sunday. And listen, this guy, he's kind of not Tyreek Hillish, but he's kind of got that running back, can catch wide receiver kind of position, super fast. And he should be a good look if he gets out there and gets some.
Well, you will need it for San Francisco.
Well, it depends on what quarterback. It depends on what Trey Lance we get. If we get the Trey Lance of last week or the Trey Lance of the end of last year.
You know what?
I'm not...
Trey Lance is going to have to, looks like somebody's going to be calling Jimmy up on the stage. You might be surprised if Jimmy switches in mid-game.
I don't think they'd give Jimmy any credit until like maybe week 4 or 5.
People are saying later on, I'm thinking after week 2, it's going to be a done deal. It's going to be sealed. Because they're supposed to beat you guys. Like everybody supposedly in the division is supposed to technically beat you
Everybody
guys.
should beat us.
Yeah, should be beating you guys. Yeah.
They counted us out to begin with. I mean, everybody on every pregame for Monday Night Football all had Broncos. Broncos.
Of course.
Even Mina Kimes picked Broncos. And she said, if I lose this, I'll be on every ESPN show tomorrow. And Tuesday morning, she was on like 3 ESPN shows giving her take on the game, of course. And I love her. It's just she's great. She's a Seahawks fan, but she gave her opinion that the Broncos would win too.
It was the only logical choice. I mean, that's what made sense. It wasn't a hate to Seahawks. It just
I bet the spread. So I bet the spread and I added a couple points. I think it was like 8 or something like that. I mean, I won my bet anyway, but yeah, it was good.
Oh, okay. So again, like Andre's saying he likes the president. Okay, I get it.
Oh, he
Sandra, shout out to Sandra. I get it.
Of course. Yeah. Like we mentioned, the Dallas Cowboys are the only team to not score a touchdown in week 1. Dak Prescott also got injured. He's gonna be out. If you listen to like the team and medical, they're saying 60. If you listen to Jerry Jones, who's the coach, because he's the only person that has a press conference, he says 4 weeks.
Well, Jerry Jones is living in the past.
How that happened. So,
shame on you, Cowboy fans. I still want to walk that star and all that and hat.
Congrats. I guess, hey, good for the ride or dies, but at least acknowledge, hey, we're not winning championships every year. But
the ride or dies are the problem. They're the delusional ones.
I know. But I'm ride or die, and I'm never going to say like, oh yeah, we're in the Super Bowl every year. This is our year. Listen.
I mean, my brother is not a right. I mean, he's realistic, and I've been telling him for the longest time, and everybody is now catching wind that Jerry Jones is just like Al Davis. You are looking at 1980s to 1990s Raiders football. This is exactly the same type of drama and things that we would go through being a Raiders fan with an old owner who's thinking of old football, who is not in the current state of where we are today. He's living in the past. He's still driving a car.
And why is he the only owner?
He's involved. He's involved. Why is he the
only owner that still gives press conferences? Like no other owner out there have I seen just talk about their team except for maybe John Elway on occasion, or he regularly is on news, media, radio interviews.
He's all involved into his team, all the way down to the sideline. If he could make it down there and be mobile on that sideline, he would.
Shout out to Brian. 6 to 8 weeks, but not on IR because there's a chance. Listen, the radio show that Jerry was on yesterday, he said, or maybe it was this morning, he said, we're looking at maybe 4 weeks. Maybe.
Well, he's delusional. We know that. Come on, 6 to 8 weeks is what it is
today, and that's what it is.
6 to 8 weeks is his thing. I'm gonna have to waive Dak Prescott. I have him on my fantasy league as a replacement to Patrick Mahomes on that week 8 when they do their bye. He's not gonna be ready by week 8. It's gonna go on the waiver wire. Whoever catches him after that. Hopefully I can get him back. I mean, at this point, you've got to dump him. I mean, just as the advice. And what a terrible game. And the fact
you can put him on IR if you don't have an IR. Is that he's not on IR though. Never mind.
No. Micah Parsons. Yeah. I have to say kudos to you for showing up to play. You sacked Tom Brady. Tom Brady wasn't too happy about that. He actually cussed out his lineman for that sack.
He was very upset over that.
Michael Parsons was gunning for him, and I had to say that was pretty impressive because the guy is quick and he made that happen.
Yeah, go after that one. Go after him.
Yeah, you got to. But it was
make a Maddie return.
It was a bad, boring
terrible
game. Tampa Bay didn't look that great either. Fournette gave me points, which was great, but Mike Evans never got a catch.
Same.
And Julio Jones probably
he did good. He's gonna listen. Whoever got him on, someone drafted him real late, and they're making points.
I think I saw that in the girls' league. Somebody drafted him really late, and I'm like, oh, they got Julio Jones. Ooh, good luck.
I kind of forgot Julio was out there. Really, but
I did too. But what a stud he was.
Now I mean, we'll see. That's probably gonna be Tom's big connection. Now he hasn't got Gronk. I mean, he's got Julio with the height and everything, so that's gonna be an interesting to watch how that. You also got
game was on simmer.
If anybody had Joe Burrow playing, I feel so bad. He was the first quarterback to have 3 interceptions and get sacked 4 times, all in the first half since like 2019. That's a lot.
And he went to the Super Bowl is what we're saying.
Hello.
That always
maybe not.
happens.
Maybe it's the week 1 flukes. I don't know. It just seems so crazy. Joe Burrow's got like the triad, the 3-headed monster wide receiver core, and he and they lose to the Steelers in overtime.
First of all, I'm tight
By
that
a
they
field
couldn't even
goal.
make the field goal kicks in overtime. That's number
Listen.
one. Like none of the like they had so
Why
many
is there
attempts.
a tie? Why do we have a tie
Well,
either from the other game?
It's
I just
well, Houston and Atlanta, you talking?
yeah.
Yeah, that was
No,
crazy.
that wasn't the tie though. Atlanta lost, I thought.
No, well, what was the tie game?
The tie game was. Let me.
I have to look on my
Now I
phone because
gotta
in the
look.
pick'ems,
I'm
it was a
looking- I'm looking
Tennessee.
right now.
I think it was Tennessee, right? In Jacksonville.
Texans and the Colts.
Oh, Texas and the Colts. I knew Houston was involved in it some kind of way at first. Okay, Texas and the Colts.
Man.
Yeah, that was crazy. But we were at the game, so I didn't get a chance to see what
Yeah.
was going on. The only thing we got to watch at that point was the overtime of
Right.
Cincinnati that was making me
Right.
mad because I had
Right.
picked the Bengals in this game and
Not
they
to mention
couldn't
the
even close.
Wi-Fi at Michelob sucks.
Yes.
But-
Yeah. They
Which
gotta
is
get it
why I
together.
have my shirt on, because I love to, but it's football season. I've already had to turn down a couple things for this Sunday because since I didn't have my first NFL Sunday, I'm having my second NFL Sunday while also split screening the Aces game during my Seahawks game, just so I can watch both. Thank God for picture in picture.
So you're gonna be looking like a sports book over there.
Sportsbook. I might even bring down a TV and a receiver just to make it even, popping more. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. But that's what's happening. But yeah, so the other this thing, I don't know. The Browns. I'm still like a partial Browns fan. I'm interested in the game.
I'm so happy for them.
Team.
I'm so happy for them.
Can we talk about this though? What are we doing in Cleveland? This is their new midfield logo, Brownie the Elf. I mean, granted, maybe I'm not old enough to remember this mascot or thing, but who is Brownie the Elf? And why do they get the privilege of being center field?
Why did they get rid of the dog?
Why not just have a helmet or something? Like,
didn't they have a
and
helmet
then and
before?
why is
Weren't they
this
like the
drawing
dog
from
pound?
like 1954? Like,
I
can
don't
we get an
get
updated version of Brownie the Elf then?
I don't
Maybe
get it.
more current.
But what I do get is the fact that they showed Baker what time it was, and I do appreciate that. So
Yes. Yeah, they
shut
did.
him up all the way up after he was talking all that ish weeks
Mhm.
prior.
It was good.
Appreciate that.
It was good. But then of course when he mentioned like it was really wet in Chicago, they had rain. Like this wasn't just regular rain. That whole field was flooded to where the Chicago Bears were playing slip and slide into the end zone.
Which was a good look. I like that actually.
It was very cool. You don't see that very often. You don't see it.
49ers didn't have a chance. It was
They
blurred
didn't.
vision all the way. Trey Lance was
But
out
they
there.
should be used to rain. That's what they get in
No,
Frisco.
they moved
Like,
to
how
Santa
are you
Clarita
not?
now.
you
They're
know.
not in the Bay. They're
Well-
in Santa Clarita now. So unless they practice more closer to the Bay,
But
they're in Santa
that's still
Clarita.
that is the Bay. It is the Bay. It's all they're only like 20 minutes from San Francisco.
But they
the
ain't getting no
city.
rain like that in Santa Clarita.
Yes, they are. They're getting rain. It's the north. It's like
I don't
the
know.
West
I
Coast.
said that
You all
too,
get
and
rain.
people challenged me down saying it wasn't.
I don't know.
So I don't know.
think
My Bay Area peeps chime in. Maybe it's a different regional thing. They're not as close.
They get
Listen,
rain.
They didn't get rain like that.
Maybe not that
Maybe they
rain.
didn't get
yeah.
rain like that
Not
because he
like
can't play in that.
buckets
They
on
getting
you.
soft drizzles, but they ain't getting that.
You said a
And
soft
Trey Lance ain't
drizzle.
built for it. That's basically what it is. He's not built
Okay,
for
Santa
it.
Clara is still out. No, it's less than
Like
an hour.
away.
I've driven that.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I've
why I was
driven
like,
it a
Santa
few
Clarita.
times. It's an hour in traffic. Let's start there. It's not like an hour just to get there.
well,
it's an hour
okay.
It's an hour
Check
in
this out.
Frisco traffic.
Check this out. It's not a raining tundra.
But
like
it's the
what they
Bay
had in
Area.
Chicago.
It's the Bay Area. It rains.
Trey
in Oakland,
Trey Lance
too.
ain't
It
built
rains
for
in
that.
San Jose.
You think he
I
was
mean,
built for that rain? He's not built for that.
he's
Especially you
not
don't have a
used to any
George
of that.
Kittle. Debo was doing the best
I'm
he
curious
could.
to know
I mean,
if
come on.
Kittle's going to be back for this season or this week. We haven't got an update. I would prefer him
I still
not
have
to
him
be,
in my
of
lineup,
course.
though. I still have him in my lineup. I can wait till Sunday to hear the news. I got
Okay.
backups, but I need to know by Saturday if he's going to make it or not. They still have him as questionable, but we'll see. But yeah, Justin Fields, to his advantage, he did that.
Mhm.
I mean, that was something that was quite the accomplishment. I can't knock it, So,
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
Poor Trey. I think
Poor,
that should be a
poor
do-over
Trey.
this week. Hopefully, they'll give him another chance.
Why did the running back for the Broncos, I forgot his name, but he said he wants to face Seattle in the Super Bowl for payback. I'm like, bro, First of all, neither of our teams are making a Super Bowl this year. Let's just be clear. But I'm sorry if you got so in your feelings and in your panties got tangled that now you have to think about, well, the only time we're going to be able to face them again is probably in the Super Bowl. Listen, stop.
I mean, you might
Take
be
the
able
L.
to. I
Take
don't
the
know.
L. Take the L. No, listen.
I
You
don't
know,
know.
I'm a diehard fan, but I'm a realist. I mean, unless there's some major injuries all around the league, and
I picked San Francisco to win at home. Like, there should be no excuse. But again, this is tryout time for Trey, because I'm like I said, they're gonna be making a call to Jimmy.
and we'll see how Gino is on the road. We'll see what Gino's got.
Should be a pretty good game though. It's a
And
divisional
he
for you
didn't
guys.
he really didn't utilize Tyler Lockett or DK too hard,
No, he
too
didn't.
much, and so it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out too. So I'm excited for the game this weekend. Shout out
I'm
to
excited
Goose
for
who
my
chimed
game with
in,
Cardinals
because
too.
I know
Yeah.
Goose is already mad that my Mariners took the series for the Braves.
Oh, you guys did?
So
In
yeah,
what inning? The 10th?
2-1. Well, we took the series 2-1, so we
But I mean, that
lost. We won one, lost one. The last game on Sunday was
right, the one we were talking
killer.
about that was in the 9th, and you guys were real
Braves
close.
scored 5 runs in the top of the 9th. We came back. Julio hit a home run. Suarez hit a 2-runner for the walk-off. Like, it was just.
Oh, he's
it was one
salty
of those
with
games
you.
where you need to be there.
He's really salty
Yeah.
with you then. He's also
But
salty.
hey, this is wild card time, so
Yeah.
might
a
as
chance.
well. We'll get into the Mariners and Dodgers in the Major League Baseball. Then we'll go to the Aces because we're already there. I just wanted to shout out Julio Rodriguez, because not only has he continued to make milestones in his rookie year, but this year, or as of today, actually, he got the he has 25 for 25. So he has 25 home runs, over 25 home runs, and over 25 stolen bases. He's only the 3rd person in Major League Baseball history to be a rookie and do so.
All right, Julio Rodriguez, let's go.
Listen, let's go, Julio. They had a great win against the Padres today, not so great yesterday, but
20 more games left of 20 more days left of football. I mean, of baseball.
Baseball. Yeah. I'm trying to
What's
make
Aaron
that
Judge
last
gonna
minute
do?
run to Seattle. Really?
What's Aaron Judge?
Yeah.
Is he close to his home run derby to making a record, or what?
I think
He has 6 more home runs to do before he can beat can't remember who the record is, but
sure.
But I think it's like 6.
65, 66 or something.
That he's there. He's almost there. He's got to beat it. 20 days. Can he do it?
I had a
Can he do it?
an update.
Because you're sure not going to no World Series. Play us.
Dodgers, you were celebrating last night.
Oh my God, the Dodgers have been popping bottles, have been messing with models, have been doing everything they need to do to win the NL West. Is this new though?
Okay.
We have consecutively won the NL West the last 3 or 4 years right now.
And like, we know you don't like to be number 1. We know you don't like the number 1.
I don't like it because, we get to this bottom stretch and
yeah.
But, we have a man by the name of Freddie Freeman, our first baseman, and a strong hitter. We also have a man by the name of Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
That has been catching a lot of fly balls. Oh, that clinch was nothing. That's light work. Let's go. I love my boys in blue. I didn't even get a chance to go to a game this year.
Are you still
which saddens me. But
get
we're
you
at
a
the top
playoff
of the 4th.
game.
I know. That's what I'm probably going to have to do. But we're playing tonight the Diamondbacks. We're at the top of the 4th right now. The score is 2-2. We got this though. I don't think we're going to celebrate and take an L following the celebration. I think we are World Series bound, but we don't know. It's always baseball, always changes. Someone sneaks up behind us. Could be the Braves again. Who knows?
It could
Doubt
be
it,
anybody.
But who knows?
Okay.
Could be the Cardinals. Cardinals been, man. Oh my God.
This is their time, like you said.
They are
this
scaring
what
me.
happens.
And I don't want to hear from a certain person that's a Cardinals fan about none of this right now. But yeah. I'm glad we're getting down to the end of baseball though. And I'm glad that, we're back into the season of football.
Absolutely.
And then we've got hockey coming in. So
yes.
It'll be a good look. So are we ready to talk about these Aces or?
We are ready to talk about the Aces.
Yeah, these girls are just on fire.
Listen,
oh my God.
First we want to start off with Sunday was game 1. Mo and I got a chance to look at the trophy, the championship trophy. It was a little subpar.
Do you have my picture?
I added it in there.
Thank you. I had to polish it a little bit, you guys. So the trophy is
I gotta
Tiffany,
play it. It's Tiffany's, yeah.
Tiffany and Company.
But someone didn't polish it. Someone
very
had like
underwhelming to not see it polished. I mean, it was
completely
very tarnished
like it was
silver.
dull. It was
Very
tarnished. You couldn't
dull.
even read the lettering on it.
I didn't understand why they had that up there for us to see.
It
That was out of line.
It was like it got out the packaging and for like you like and she, like you had mentioned when we were there, you're like, there's how many Tiffany stores here in Las Vegas, and not one employee could come.
No
here and
ambassador,
clean the sucker
nobody
up?
from Tiffany came to shammy that thing up, to shine it up, to get it
All I
polished. No
gotta
one
say
took the
is if it
delivery
go-
over. I
if
could
it
have taken
comes-
it over there. There's one in my mall.
When it comes back here,
you could have given it to me, and I would have
be
taken it
clean.
over there.
They need to clean that
Jeez.
sucker up.
Well,
Yes.
it will be clean. Let's pray it
Tarnished.
will be clean.
Yes, exactly.
Tarnished. Exactly. Thank you, Rashad, for entering the chat.
Brian
Tiffany
said, what else do you
connoisseur.
expect after that all-star game trophy? Listen, we don't expect anything, but hey, it was larger sized. It was Tiffany's, but come on.
Brian, you know what I expect? I expect them to be better. That's what I expect.
Right.
They should have known better.
And
you knew
but here's the
picture
deal.
was going to get camera time on ESPN.
They're putting
You
it
knew people
out.
were
Well,
gonna take a picture.
they're putting it out to media saying, hey, the trophy's on display from this time to this time. Come take pictures,
Absolutely.
promote it, send it to your social media.
Absolutely.
They're telling us this. We get in there and me and Mo are just laughing. Like, this is sad. Like who
I didn't even
whose
post
job
it. It's
was
embarrassing.
Whose job was it to present this?
I didn't even post it. It's not worth posting. It's tarnished. I'm not going to post any tarnished silver on my Instagram. I couldn't even do that on my style page. It ruined my reputation. They could have given it to me and taken it to the Tiffany's in the mall. And I'm sure an ambassador of Tiffany's would have been more than happy to get that thing shined up. And I'm sure in this process, because if we happen to go to a game 5, it should be polished by then. It needs to be polished by game 3 tomorrow, honestly. I mean,
it needs to be polished. It should have been polished by game 2.
Yesterday.
Hopefully they left it in that tarnishing area stuff just to protect it for that game. Maybe it went to go get cleaned after. I don't know. There's so many things. But anyways,
I wouldn't even care if you had to repolish it. Just polish the thing. You knew ESPN was going to pan to it, talking about the series. You knew journalists were going to take pictures of it. You knew we were coming in there to look at it. I mean,
yeah. And a handful of
better.
women that can go in there to see it. You can pick out on, Tiffany's. You know what Tiffany's supposed to shine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, come on. No, that was
just men's jewelry too. They've got it all.
So game 1 was a close one on Sunday. They only won 67-64. Game 2, I kind of thought was going to be close again too. I thought that it would be a little bit close. I thought the Sunwers are going to come out and provide a little more strength. They got dominated. The Aces completely dominated
the whole
them.
Game.
I believe, and there was a video I think you see circulating of Coach Hammond who was like, "I'm extremely happy. Like we have 24 points in the paint to their 12." To have Jonquel Jones on your team and have only had 12 points in the paint.
And where was Dewana Bonner?
She wasn't playing. I mean, I think she was more upset with how Kelsey was dealing with her and guarding her. I saw her and Kelsey kind of.
She played a good 25 minutes of that game and did very minimalistic, like on a milk carton for real. They owned her. That's all I could do.
The whole team wasn't that. I mean, even it was just. I couldn't believe it. But I will say those ladies, first of all,
they're phenomenal.
We had talked about Kelsey before. I looked up the previous. She hadn't scored over 20 for the playoffs yet. So last night was her first game over 20.
That's what I'm saying.
Had a huge game.
She was not landing her shots.
She had like 18, 19. She had a couple like in the teens, like 18, 19, 16. But this was her first time hitting over 20. Both her, Chelsea, and Asia combined for 67 points last night. 67 of the 85 we had. So we're clearly still going with that, sticking with the main. I think Asia has played every minute of the playoffs, which is also part of the reason why she also has 5 consecutive 20-point and 10 rebound games. And the only person in WMA to do so. She's balling. Listen. It's incredible. Little John was there on Saturday. Just a quick little tidbit from him because he said that we were bringing a championship home. Las Vegas about to get a championship, ladies and gentlemen. He called it, so that's what we're doing. We're gonna have a championship.
I mean, the girls played like they were just locked in and
Stellar.
activated. Pop was in the building. I feel like that had a lot to do with it
Yes.
because I feel like Pop's energy manifested to Becky, which manifested to all the players out on the court. And I mean, there was no way that both Asia and Chelsea, like, did you see their stats? It almost could have been a triple crown, including Kelsey, with what they had
Seriously.
defensively in
Yeah.
assists, rebounds, and shots. I mean, it was just incredible game. Shout out to Dearica Hamby for the few minutes that she does play. She's
Yep.
excellent in the low post
The
defending.
crowd was cheering her on.
Yeah, they were cheering her
Mhm.
on. We had to hit another world record, or not world record. I'm sorry, arena
Attendance
franchise
record, yes,
of attendance,
yes.
10,122, I believe it was.
And I posted the video, but I'll play a little bit of it for
Yeah.
you now, guys. And shout out to Natalie for that, because obviously,
yeah, that's a great view.
It's a
vantage
great
point.
view. Like,
Yeah.
here's still, there's not a bad seat in Michelob Ultra.
No.
And to have that many fans in there with the towels was just like, that's a great shot. It was.
So let me ask you, Mel, what do you think
Yeah.
as far as we get into this thing, and if and when the Aces do win a championship, who is getting the series MVP? In your opinion, who deserves it?
I think Chelsea deserves it. It's not to say that I don't think Asia deserves it, but I feel like Asia's won so many awards, even just this season, let alone her career, that I don't think anybody on that team is going to be upset if Chelsea were to get it. I think Chelsea deserves it. I think she's been the glue even when she wasn't the dynamic force. But here's the deal.
Why did you freeze
Coming
up
in
on
and
me?
out this game and is like really, oh, am I frozen? Am
Yeah,
I good?
a little bit. Yeah, you're good now. I think you're good.
Okay. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, as you were
Okay,
saying,
trying to block haters trying to block me for letting.
I know.
I think Chelsea deserves it. She's put
Okay,
up ridiculous
I
numbers.
agree. I agree.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think so, but I also think a triple crown may come for Asia Wilson. She won Defensive Player of the Year, League MVP. Why would not Finals MVP? It's not like she's not deserving of it, but
Of
this
course
could be
not,
her triple
no.
crown. I would say
Right.
this, and I agree with you on Chelsea. And the only reason I say Chelsea for the simple fact that she's 65% from shooting range. She's 59.5% from 3-point shooting range. She leads in the assists. She's dominant in postseason, and because of her, is why we are here.
And can we talk
is the
about
factor of
just
why
the
we are here.
magic? I mean, she has handles and the passes like magic.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she's doing these
I mean, she's
ridiculous
dominant.
moves.
She's the reason
Yeah.
we're here. That's my thing. I think she's the springboard for it. She is the scientist behind this amazing team of superheroes, because they're all superheroes. Don't get me wrong, but she
So I
is
have
just
about
like the scientist behind it.
I've got
She's
like
the
a
one that
minute.
understands the game and understands what needed to happen.
She's
'Cause
a
from what I
floor
understand,
general,
Becky-
the point guard.
She is the point guard. I mean, I would
Yeah.
love it to see her get it. But like I said, to Asia's credit, to who she is, will this be her triple crown if she does get finals MVP? I mean, that
Well,
would look impressive too.
It will. And I will say that, we're going to give the award she can get is our girl power for this week.
She
And
definitely
in
can get that. And
doing
that's why I wanted to
so-
nominate her, so she can get her
and
flowers.
And in doing so, there's about a minute and a half video we're going to post. And shout out to my boy SL. This was actually one of his beats we were going to use for our intro a long time ago when I first started this thing. I found it on my computer, so that way YouTube wouldn't kick me off when they had other things going on.
Mhm.
But here is the video of just some of Chelsea's highlights just from the last, I think just from the last game or two, just from the series.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a crazy looking shot, and she nailed it. And here's another thing too. A lot of people
Nailed
didn't
it.
notice that the girl got hurt in the late half of the
Yeah.
game. And her knee was sore. They sat her out for a little bit, but she came back in stronger
She
than
came right
ever.
back in. Yep.
Came right back in. And like I said, they wouldn't be here, honestly, in my opinion, if it weren't for Chelsea Gray. And Chelsea Gray
No.
has said
She's
what
hit some
happened
clutch
was
shots that kept
she's
them
just
in
clutch.
game.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like you have these players, and you have Jackie Young as well, who was key in certain necessary plays, but I also feel like she's a little timid sometimes with her shots, and I think she
Right.
needs to get a little bit more confidence in her to validate who she is.
She started
But
off
this
well,
girl
but I
from
think
Duke
this season
is
took over, yeah.
ridiculous. And the thing of it
And
is that
let's
she said the conversation shifted, her game shifted when Becky had a talk with them before All-Star break when they were in New York, what needed to happen. And she took that to heart and understood the assignment, and has not failed.
listen.
since.
Chelsea wasn't even selected for the All-Star
Right,
game
for the 5th time. She could have got a 5th time All-Star. That's why I say I feel like she's very deserving of this.
They
But I don't
put
want to say it's like a
Skylar Diggins
default.
on that team and not Chelsea Gray. Okay.
It's crazy. That could have been a 5th time
Miss
All-Star for her.
Valenti, yeah, she has been disregarded the entire season,
She
and it's
has.
sad.
She
'cause-
has. And that's why I wanted to acknowledge her. Mel had texted me today saying, who should we give girl power to? I'm like,
Yeah.
Chelsea Gray. Because depending on
Absolutely.
the outcome of this series, I want her to have her flowers. She did
Absolutely.
the darn thing. She's well deserving of a finals MVP. And she's that girl. Girl from the Bay Area, from Hayward. Duke alum. Girl is all time. She's all time.
She's
You know, and
unbelievable.
it's
She
just
really
one of
is,
those
and she
things that
deserves it.
she deserves all the flowers. Trust and believe she does. Not to say that Asia doesn't, because we need her. They're Marvel superheroes, all of them. I feel like she's like she's the MVP.
Nice to
That,
know.
no doubt.
Yeah.
And people were tweeting that. They were like, go ahead and just give Chelsea Gray the MVP. We don't even care who
Please.
wins, loses. Give her the MVP for it all. I mean, and even the coach, remember we were listening to the post-game interview?
Yeah.
Even Connecticut's son praising Chelsea. They had no answer for this woman.
Yes. They have
No
for
answer
her.
whatsoever.
Absolutely.
Jonquel is
none.
speechless. She's like, I don't really know what to say. I mean, this girl is just locked in and activated. And she's doing it. I mean, she's just
doing
a
it.
beast. She's
You
a
know who
beast.
we're pulling for the MVP, so that's all we got to say about
Yeah,
that. I mean,
that's my vote.
That's
If we
my
had a chance to
vote.
vote, that's who I'm voting for sure.
Now, game 3, granted, we're going back to Connecticut. Here's my thoughts, because when I watched the Connecticut semifinal, that crowd seems so low key. Like nobody was like, our fans are screaming most of the game. Or maybe it's just our announcer that
We broke
helps
the
to kinda
decibel
get them
level
out of
to the
way.
Ohio State football game this past weekend. So that says a whole lot. You're talking 10,122 to a triple that in
So
a
a
bowl.
Thursday in Connecticut on Thursday Night Football. I'm just curious to see what that stadium will feel like and how that changes. I don't think it can change anything for us, but I don't know if it's going to necessarily help Connecticut either.
I don't think so either. It's a Thursday Night Football. You said small town. I've never seen a big fan turnout for them regularly.
They said one of the closest airports is like in Rhode Island, so you're on the border of like Connecticut.
I don't know. It's very like I don't know. They may be family guy to
know.
football. I don't know, but I hope they can rally behind the girls because in the WNBA umbrella, they all need the fan support. And fan love,
shout out to the Aces fan group because they also talked about like who wants to get in on this charter. Who wants to, if there's enough fans in this group that want to charter a plane to head out to Connecticut, like let's make it happen.
That should have been
really
a thing,
people
though.
trying to do it. And I'm just like, that's dope. Like,
well, they need to, or they need to open up Michelob Ultra and let the fans come and watch it on the Jumbotron. Something. Treat us like we're there.
Yeah. Well, they're not,
like we're there.
but they're gonna have 2 official. Granted, I know there's within the Aces fan groups, they've got different people going different places that are family friendly or this and that. But this one, there's 2 official ones at the Slice of Vegas there inside Mandalay Bay place, as well as Husong's over here in Boca Park. So it's a game time is 6:00 p.m. You're also thinking like, who's going out in Connecticut at 9 p.m. to go watch a basketball game? That's a late start. Am I tripping? I don't know. 9 o'clock for a game to start? I guess it's after football, so I guess there's that, but
I mean, I don't know. All I know is I think our girls got this. If they lock up and sweep these ladies in the game 3, I'm all in. Parade needs to
Right.
happen. We need to have city planning going on right now.
Yeah.
We need to
Listen,
welcome
I
back,
just
even if they
tweeted
don't.
this
Like, we just need
today.
something. What's that?
If the city of Las Vegas and the Aces office and organization haven't started planning a respectable and decent parade, these women deserve a grand entrance. They are the first women to win this they're the first championship of professional sports league to win a championship for Las Vegas. It's their first in franchise history. These ladies deserve everything, and that should be
They really
given to
do.
them.
And they're the first ones in the home city for us, born and raised. So we really need to be out there with flowers and everything. I mean, this is the first time. We would never have thought we would see a professional sports team bring a championship to our city, let alone have a professional team in our city. But for them to be the first, I'll take it. Everybody was waiting for those golden Knights. Everybody thinking the Knights. Forgot about our ladies. You ain't got to forget about them no more. I tell you that much. Because once it goes there, it's good. And to be honest with you, they have to do this. Becky Hammond is on borrowed time with us. And I don't think people understand that. Because when the league starts calling, when it's the NBA, we don't know what her situation is going to be if she stays or goes. More than likely, she goes to become the history's first NBA coach as a female. But we're on borrowed time with her. So they got to treat it like it's borrowed time and make it.
But let her stay here and get all this.
I mean, if we can be a dynasty and we can do a 5
most of our
championship
players
run,
are going.
I'll take it. I'll take it. But if NBA calls and she can make history and get money,
so we've got the same crew coming back. We got the same crew coming back next year and possibly the year after. And if she's here until that spot opens up, like, this is what's happening.
Well, we need to have it consistent then and be a little dynasty, but it is borrowed time.
Nelson's DeSantonio get a celebration too. Well, they can come to Vegas and celebrate.
Yeah,
they still got Stars fans out there, Utah Stars.
Why not?
Phoenix and San Antonio Stars. They can come out to Vegas and celebrate with the team.
Why not?
Hey, why not?
They come to Vegas for everything else. Why they can't come to this?
This is the city that brought the championship, though. This is this is a team that did.
I just need the representation there. Just need everybody to represent. Should be a day off from work for some people, for most people. At least the city of Las Vegas County, it needs to be. Yeah, shout out to that sweep. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping.
Sweep. I mean, it would be nice. It would be real nice. It really just seems crazy. I mean, I didn't expect the Sun to be in the championship anyways, but it's interesting.
I'm glad they're here. I didn't want it to be Chicago, honestly. I told you that I'd rather see it in a Connecticut series. I felt like that was a better chances of us doing it quicker than if we had the Sky.
Right.
It'd be a little
and
tough.
Just wanted to show this too. This is their stats for the last 5 games. And you can see when one's not as hot, the other one's picking up too. It's going back and forth. I mean,
Chelsea
you really
averages
can't.
23 points a game.
You really can't
23
get
points
that.
a game she averages, this lady.
I mean, she had 3 steals last game.
Yeah.
Like, look at the assists.
I know.
And then, Asia with the block. It's just crazy. Asia, who's a power forward, not really a center, is getting major blocks. She's getting crazy rebound. I just, the team has.
And she had to be that defensive player because we lost Liz Cambage.
Well,
so she
Liz
took the low
Cambage
post position and played at the 5.
But
she played at the 5.
She's outperforming what Liz was doing in her place,
absolutely.
Really.
And that makes her a juggernaut. That makes her the MVP for sure. And why she got DPOY. She had to. Because she had to fill that role too. De'Erica fell and got hurt.
Yeah. Oh, she already timed out. She's going to get back in here, so we'll finish that discussion. It's her minute. Her minutes be up sometimes. I don't know what happens with her, but I do want to make sure that you guys all tune in on Thursday. Hey, it is football, but it'll also be the Aces too. Here we are.
Sorry, my phone was ringing. Somebody was calling.
Oh, it was like your hours. It was your hour timer. That's what it was.
Oh, it probably was. But my phone rang too. But it coincidentally got into the. I don't know.
Right.
Then I started getting multiple texts. I had it on Do Not Disturb. At least I thought I did. Never mind. Anyways.
Brian, it's not the unlimited plan. It's more that her phone, for some reason, whenever she's on the show, it's like after an hour, it just cuts off for some reason.
StreamYard wants to do that for me. I'm a Verizon. Come on. Stop playing with me.
Yeah, we're Verizon over here. We ain't got no.
Yeah, Verizon's not. We're not.
This ain't
No,
no call
I can't
after
afford
9
that.
p.m. type thing.
Nah, can't do all that.
All right.
Mm-mm.
So make sure you guys are tuning in on Thursday. Hey, if you got DirecTV, you got picture-in-picture within your TV package, you can watch the game and the WNBA game at the same time. So you can do Thursday Night Football as well as the Aces game. So make sure you do that. Or head to a bar. They'll have them both on.
Yeah.
But
Oh my
talk
God,
to
they keep
us
texting me about these pick'ems.
Oh, talk to us real quick about Kyle Kuzma's outfit from Fashion Week. So Kyle Kuzma,
I like how they put the Ursula
walked.
Sea Witch.
I put that next to it because that's what it reminded me of.
Oh my God. So, okay, if my phone doesn't stop chiming. So, we know that it's New York Fashion Week. For those that don't know, it's New York Fashion Week. This is a big deal right now in New York. And Puma has collabed with June Ambrose. And if you're not familiar with who June Ambrose is responsible for all the outfits when Missy was hot. From I Can't Stop the Rain, from I Can't Stop the Rain to what's the song where she's wearing like the trash bag kind of looking thing?
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah. So she conceptualizes those type of looks up amongst other things. She's more into pops of color.
That makes more sense seeing that.
Well, Kuz was in the show. So Puma has partnered with June Ambrose, who is a Black fashion designer. You guys better check her out. Support our Black fashion designers. She is that girl. Needless to say, the concept of it was past few, which means it was past future. So we're collabing the past of certain designs to what the future holds. Bringing this whole futuro infusion of style with Puma. Now, no one's going to walk out wearing this. It's all for show.
Hey, you might see Russell Westbrook in that this year. You never know.
You might see it. You know what? You're right. I take that back. You might. If you do go on Kuz's Instagram and see the runway presentation with it, he came out to Biggie's Who Shot Ya and had that on with the hood. He looked kind of like a Jedi Knight from the top, and then had this puffer jacket skirt situation, or I don't know what you want to call it. But that is the explanation of it. I saw it. Everybody's been talking about it. That is what's going on. It's a Puma collab with June Ambrose.
Got you.
I'm sure pieces in the store when it hits is not going to look like that. It'll probably be definitely something that you can rock. Sure. Like I said, support the Black fashion designers because they're out there. She is one of those clothing brands that I definitely am a fan of. And if you wanted the context of Miss Volundy, if she's still on, that's where it's coming from. Think of Missy and the trash bag and Missy and the bright colored clothes and all of that.
Yeah.
That is the designer that she partnered with Hype Williams when all those videos were coming out. That's what it was.
Oh, great. So she's been around the game for a while then.
She has. And Kuz is getting in his modeling bag. I mean, he was dating Winnie Harlow. I don't know if he's still dating Winnie Harlow. I don't want to say that if they are or they're not, but he's now into the whole thing. And I think he's an investor in this Puma situation. So it made sense to have him featured in it.
They were just talking to Jordan Clarkson too about being at Fashion Week and his love for fashion and design. And...
Oh yeah, I mean the athletes, everybody's thinking they're runway models now, and that's okay because now you have the means to wear some of these top brands and from designers, and you feel confident, you feel good, and you feel exclusive. And when you walk that tunnel, even our ladies are coming with some heat. When they're walking the tunnel, they're looking really good.
They've been giving props for Kelsey. KP's been coming up. She turned her little fashion game around.
And I'm happy that she's doing that. And it's only going to get better and better and better. So I look forward to the shows and everything.
It's great.
And everybody that was in Brooklyn that was at the Rainbow store getting those Telfeezis, hook a sister up because I've been waiting to get me one, and now they're
I just wanted that forest green one.
Well, guess what? He's actually launching a whole global website thing on the 24th for all colors, all sizes, all bags. Hopefully the site doesn't crash.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll be able to get a Telfeezy that way.
Send me a reminder. Sheesh.
Yeah, I mean, good luck is all I can say. I mean,
I know.
I can go into a whole thing about this bag, but
I know
it's cute. The travel bag is great for functionality. I think I like the vegan leather on it. I think it's practical and stuff.
I like those dual straps because you can have like a shorter one or a long one. I like
the straps don't come off. That's the problem.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But I like that I can have the option to still have my crossbody.
But most bags typically will be functional to take both the straps off. This one,
but it's still functional. You can still. I mean,
it is. It doesn't have good closure to it. That's my only thing. I like a bag that zips up. I hate when it just is a snap.
because I don't use pouches in my purse. purses. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
it does. But I'm gonna support. You know, I'm all about the tail feezies. It's dope. But yeah, so we got that going
Okay.
on. Anything
Well, I'm
else?
gonna get some sneaker drops so that we can get out of
Okay.
here.
Perfect.
We've got the Air Jordan 1 lows. I believe these are just for women. Don't quote me on that, but I like this colorway. This is the new Emerald. These will be out tomorrow, the 15th. We also have the J Balvin and Air Jordan 2 collection. There's a slide. I didn't even bring the slide in, but of course you got the Air Jordan 2. Yeah, the 2s were pretty nice. You've got here's the Nike Air Force 1, the Los Angeles. These will be out tomorrow as well. I didn't get a close up of all the little patches on there, but I guess
looks like it's a canvas
LA.
material too.
Interesting. Here's one that we don't usually show, but I thought I showed out there because I know there's some Carhartt fans out there. New Balance collabed with Carhartt, WIP, and these are the 990 V1s. These will be out on the 16th, which is Friday. It has that ultra shaggy suede on them, if you can see. But I know, like, there's a lot of people I know that be sporting the Carhartt hats and the Carhartt pants and stuff in the wintertime. Here's a New Balance shoe for you.
Yeah, keep you nice and cozy.
That. Yeah. We also got the Nike Dunk Lows, the Phantom Gold. These will be out on Friday. And the Air Jordan 1 OGs, the Heirlooms. These come out on Saturday. If I was Adidas fan, I'd go for these, but I just can't do Adidas much. These are the Pharrell and Adidas, the NMD's Hue Animal Prints. These will be out on the 18th of September. I like the colors.
I actually like NMDs.
I like the lace style. Yeah.
I like NMDs. They're comfortable. I could go with those. Pharrell used to put a whole little collection of those out.
I really like these ones. I love me some olive and some camo, but these are the Dunk Low medium olive. These will be out on the 20th. And that's what I got.
Yeah, Brian, they got the off-white Air Force Ones. We saw those. A few of those more of the collection is coming out with that.
I tried for those ones because they're going reselling for like $2,300. I can't.
Yeah, whatever. They're too heavy, and I don't understand it. So
I just want to just resell them.
It's crazy. It's just crazy.
The ActionGreen, though, I will give them credit for the green.
I do like the neon green to it and everything, but I'm out. So.
All right. Last but not least, I know for some of those that are on still with us, I shut it out in the morning, but shout out to my girl Sarah, her and a part. I think it's Nevada now. This is a nonpartisan. How do you say that? What am I saying wrong? Nonpartisan event. Yes, this is a multicultural festival. It's for all of the communities, food, music, art, markets, live performances. This is this Saturday, the Government Center from 2 to 8 p.m. It is free. The weather is nice, you guys. So make sure you're coming out. Make sure you're hanging out. You'll get to see a bunch of different vendors there, learn some things. There'll be some special speakers, some politicians, I'm sure, here or there. Just, again, this Saturday, 2 to 8 p.m. At the Government Center. I'll make sure that.
Be careful of traffic too, because Life is Beautiful is popping down there too. So
so stay on the Charleston side. Don't try and get to the.
Don't get too deep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
I think that's our show, right?
Maybe Andre's going to be there too, huh?
Silver State of Quality logo. Shout out to them.
Everywhere.
They're on there. Mm-hmm. Congratulations to Mr. Andre Wade for being Activist of the Year by Battleborn Progress, and as well as Silver State of Quality. Thank you for all the hard work that you do.
There. Yes.
He is also one of the sponsors on the Unity event on Saturday. Is it Friday or Saturday? Friday?
What?
The event. It's Saturday.
Event? Yeah, Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Saturday. So hopefully you might run into him, possibly, or any of his.
Get his autograph for a picture. Yeah. Maybe you can buy a book.
Yes. He might give you a
copy
of his
books.
Yeah. 7 Ways to Disappear, y'all. All out on Amazon. Check it out.
Yes. All right. That's our show, you guys. Cheer on the Aces. Have a great week. And hopefully when we see you next week, we'll have a championship parade already planned or have already happened.
Shout out to Mexican Independence Weekend. All my
All the Hispanics.
All the Hispanics, Mexicans, the
Mhm.
Chicanos, Chicanas, Latinx, Latinas, Latinos.
And be safe
Shout
out
to
there,
y'all.
for life is
Please be
beautiful as
safe.
well, you guys.
Yes.
Please be
Yes.
safe.
Be safe for
All
life is
right,
beautiful.
y'all. We will catch
We're
you
out.
guys next week. Thank you.